On you.
Action.
So let me know. I really just want to understand what was your motivation and your drive for wanting to start Bad Moms Club.
I wanted to take my experiences with motherhood, good and bad, and I wanted to stop feeling sorry for myself for the criticism and the hard times that came with being a first-time mom. And you know thinking on it, there really isn't enough awareness to mothers who, whether you're a single mom, whether it's a two-parent home, whether you are widowed, whatever you're going through, whatever your home life is, it's never okay to bash women on their flaws. And being a woman that has experienced that, from not even from strangers, because when you're on the outside looking in, it's very easy to judge, but a lot of it came from people close to me, and it very much made me feel like I was a bad mom. It made me question myself as not only a mom but as a woman. It completely broke down my confidence. And being a teenager and going from being free and careless to now I'm a mother, and now not only am I a mother, I'm a diagnosis. I'm now someone who has anxiety, depression, panic disorder, someone who has struggled with suicide and attempting suicide. And when you tell someone that you're suicidal, unfortunately, not everybody is receptive and understanding. And maybe not enough people are educated on what it truly means to be suicidal. And a lot of people confuse that with selfishness. And I feel like if I talk more about my experiences with that, it can help other women feel like they have a fighting chance, because I didn't feel that way all the time. And I almost went through with it because someone once told me that I was such a bad mom that I should miscarry when I was pregnant with my son, because he would be better off without me. In that moment, when I would kind of replay all those things that were told to me, if someone tells you something enough about yourself, you start to believe it. So if someone tells you enough that because your depression gets so bad that you can't get out of bed sometimes, that you're a bad mom, you're gonna believe it, because you're gonna look at social media, which is so dominating in these times. Like back in the day when your mom, my mom, they didn't have anything to compare to, meaning everything wasn't posted online and nobody knew each other's business unless it was through word of mouth.
Right.
But now everything is online, and we have these standards now for women that are just so incredibly ridiculous. Like it's kind of demeaning a little bit. Like, women are supposed to just pop out a kid and raise their kid and do it all without ever being overwhelmed. I mean, we're not robotic, we're human. And now I'm learning how to be okay with the fact that I'm not always okay. And sometimes it takes a few minutes to kind of snap back. Able to go out and kick a ball and play dress up with my daughter because I was crying in the bathroom and I was asking God to just let me die. Because it's not like you're selfish. It's not even that you want to give up. It's not even that you don't want to be a mother is because you love your kids so much that you think they deserve better. And I'm grateful that I did reach a turning point. And I'm also grateful that I did go through that, because I have that now to help other women who are probably struggling right now and feel like no one cares, or that no one understands, or that if they try to get help, that's them admitting that they're a bad mom. But that could not be any more wrong. And I just wanted to show women that there is help there. There are people that want to listen. And unfortunately, some people don't have a big support system. And if I can help that in any way, then that's what I want to do. And that's the purpose of Bad Moms Club. It's not to say, hey, you're a bad mom, come sit and talk. No, it's according to this standard or this culture or this society or this religion even. Because I don't parent a certain way, that leaves a door open for criticism and judgment. And I really want to cancel that.
So what was your turning point? What took you from that feeling of being a bad mother to being the woman that sits in front of me right now?
Well, certainly when my marriage failed, I felt like my kids would have a disadvantage in life because, they'd have to do 2 Christmases and 2 birthday parties, and I didn't want my family, especially being a woman of color, to be another statistic. I didn't want my kids to be considered like bastard children. So I tried to stick it out and make it work as long as I could. Even though mentally I checked out of that relationship, I still wanted to give them what I felt was the proper home. And looking back now, a 2-parent home isn't necessarily better than a single-parent home. I've seen lots of friends of mine thrive being raised from a single parent, whether it's a single mom or a single dad, or a grandparent steps in and does the raising. Families, you can paint a picture of 10 different families and it's never going to look the same. But it's not to say that one is better than the other. So when I stepped away, and for a while I was a single mom, I thought, well, I'd rather do it single and struggle, but be proud of myself, than to stay in a situation that wasn't healthy for me or them. It isn't healthy to argue in front of your kids, to let them, they don't need to be worried about things like that. They should see happiness and love, and they can get that from anyone who's willing to love them, from me, from their grandparents, from you, from friends, from whoever. So at one point I did feel like I was just an overall failure. I didn't always financially have the ability to provide. I've had to go couch to couch with 2 kids. I've been evicted. I've had to borrow money from friends, from family. I had to work 2 jobs to get by, and I think that women who go through that deserve more credit, because it's not easy. It's for the crying and the hurt I do behind closed doors, because that's not a burden for them to carry. And I did feel like a lot of it was my fault. Even things that weren't, I still took the blame anyway. Because it's easy to put yourself down when everybody else is than it is to lift yourself up when nobody wants to see you do it. People just assume if you come from a certain culture or a certain neighborhood or a certain ethnicity that you're just destined to fail. And now that I'm at a point where I can believe the opposite, that I was meant for more, that my kids are happy, they love me, they're healthy, they're taken care of. I want to give an opportunity for more women to have that power back. Because when you lose your peace, you lose your power.
Absolutely.
And I want to give that back. It's easier said than done. And I used to say that too when people would tell me, hang in there, it's gonna be okay. I never knew what that meant until I got my peace back. I started going to church and praying, when I got into a happy and healthy relationship, when I made amends with people that I was at odds with, when I found forgiveness for my ex-husband for hurting me so much, when I was able to forgive people that wronged me, when I was able to be able to accept a compliment like, hey, you're doing a good job, and instead of saying no, I'm not, saying, yeah, I am, I'm doing a really good job. Because it's easy for someone to tell you that you're not doing enough, but they don't always know where you started.
Right.
You can come from nothing and have just a little bit more than what you did yesterday, and you've already hit a new goal. So it's so important to me to pass that on. It's important that people are bringing more awareness to depression, to suicide, to women in general. We are so much stronger than we get credit for. And we're not just our bodies or how good we look in a dress or how well we can dance in a new TikTok challenge. Like, we're so much more than that. And we need to teach our daughters that they are so much more than whatever society wants to label them. And that's the door I want to open. That's why I want to invite all these different women to sit with me and tell me their stories. And I want to hear, and I want to encourage, and I want to tell you, if no one said that you're doing a good job, I want to tell you, I'm proud of you. You've overcome more than what other people could ever do.
And this part, it's not even a question. This is just going to be real life. I just want you to know and need you to know that everything that you're saying, that goes for you too. You are, I see it firsthand. I see it every day. The woman that you are, as a wife, as a mother, is amazing. And I know that I tell you this, but this is real. Like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy to be able to be with you, to spend every day of my life with you. And the only thing that I can say that you ever failed at was the attempted suicide, and that is your greatest failure ever. It's the best thing that could have ever happened. Because of that, you were sitting here with me. I can call you my wife, the mother of my children, the woman that I love. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for you. I love you. I appreciate you. And this is something amazing. And I'm just glad to be a part of it.
And you've been kind of like a coach for me. When I'm having anxiety, when I'm having struggles, and I just need a minute, you're always there for me. And that alone inspired me, that if you can motivate me, then I can do the same for other people. I can motivate other women. I can motivate other mothers. And that's the ultimate goal for Bad Moms Club. If you've ever been down, hurt, sad, you felt like you just aren't doing good enough, there's a safe place where you can tell your story. And that's what I want to build with this. So me telling my story may rub some people the wrong way. It may allow new judgment to come, but I'm ready for it. And I'm strong enough to know that it doesn't really matter what people think about me. What matters is what my children receive from me. And if you ask my daughter right now, she'll tell you that her mother loves her more than anything.
Absolutely. Trust me, I know that firsthand. Between Sarah and Noah, I see it every day. They tell you things all the time. They tell you that you're beautiful. They tell you that you're the best mom in the whole world. I see it. I hear it. And I'm just glad that you're at a point now where you hear it and you accept it. And you know it's real. Like that's
Yeah. And it's not easy, but it's doable. And it's a journey that I'm very proud that God set me on, because He prepared me for a greater battle. And I feel like when we struggle and we make it out, we come out stronger than when we went in. And not only do we come out with strength, we come out with wisdom. And now that I have a certain kind of wisdom I didn't have 6 years ago, I feel like it's important to pass it on, to invite other women and say, whatever you feel like you're failing at, whatever you feel like you're not doing correctly, your kids think you're doing perfectly. And anyone who has kids know that kids are very honest. They are extremely honest. And when your kid looks up at you and says, "You're the best mommy in the whole world," it's like, it has to be true. So hopefully with this newfound path that I'm on, I can help other women get their power back, get their peace, and know that they're bigger than a diagnosis or a label or a failure or a mistake or divorce or abuse. Whatever scarred them physically, emotionally, mentally, that's not all that they are. You know, women have a lot of strength, and this show is the spotlight for that strength.